This is an Adria Altea 542 up Trent. It's going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. You've got the hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake at the front of the van. This is all stuff we'll go through in person with you here on site. Front locker, you've got your gas bottle with gas regulator on the bulkhead. On top of the bottle you've got your gas on and off valve, and you've got the reverse thread fitment pipe that goes into the bottle itself. On the other side of the van, you've got your water pump connection that pushes into the side of the van, and the pump drops down inside the aqua roll itself. On each corner of the van at the front, you've got the wind down legs, which you'll actually be able to see underneath the front of the van. They are just there for stabilising the caravan, not lifting the caravan off the ground. If you lift the caravan off the ground with these, it can potentially damage the floor of the caravan. Then got your battery box with your mains power lead coming into the side of the van. Obviously you'll connect the power lead to the mains on site, then connect it into the van also. Your trim heating fluid on the side of the van. You'll need to remove this cover every time you ignite anything on gas inside of the caravan, especially the heating and hot water system. You've then got your toilet locker, which will just open up. So in the toilet locker, you've got the green handle at the bottom that you'll pull up to release the cassette and pull the cassette towards you. You've got the neck that turns out to tip the waste away, and on the back of the cassette there's an green pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and sputter back at you. In this cassette, before you use it, you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. At the top here, you've got the flush tank, so you take the cap off, and you put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to using, and essentially that'll be your flush system filled and ready to go. Up the side, sorry, there is actually a full level indicator, so you can see that bit of pipe work down the side there, a clear bit of pipe. That is actually there to let you know when the toilet's flush system is full. Coming down to the back of the caravan, you've got your wind down leg on either side again, and again they aren't for lifting the caravan, they are just for stabilising the caravan. Coming down the door side of the caravan, you've got your fridge vents. The fridge vents are essentially there to let hot air out the back of the fridge unit, and also behind one of them is a gas flue. It'll also take in some cool air to cool the back of the unit itself. Wheels and motor mover, we'll demonstrate the motor mover to you here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts while you're here so you can see they've been done correctly. You've then got your storage access for underneath the front seating area on this side of the van, so you'd open up the catch in the middle, press the 2 buttons on the end, and that'll allow you to access that storage facility just there. Coming inside the van, you're first all going to need to turn on the master power, which is on the switch just here. Above that you've got your voltmeter for the caravan. Do apologise about the reflection on the light. Voltmeter at the top here. Water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. Your main lighting, so on and off, and then your auxiliary lighting going around the caravan on the 2 switches below. You've also got a socket down the bottom here, so you can have mains power if you wish to up by the sink. So to fill the water system, which is the first thing you're going to do, you're going to make sure the aqua roll is connected on the outside of the van, and you can come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. Underneath here you will find a yellow drain down valve. That yellow drain down valve, before you fill the system, needs to be parallel with the floor as it is at the moment. If that valve was pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, it would actually drain all the water out of the system on board the van. So valve parallel with the floor to fill the system, upright towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system. Once that valve's in that position, you can come over to every tap on board the caravan. Open it up on the hot side of the water system, as you can see there. At the moment I've already bled the system, but you're going to come around and open all the taps up on the hot side. Once all them taps are open, so that's a tap in the kitchen, tap on the shower, and the tap on the sink in the washroom. Like I said, you can open them all up on the hot side. You'll then come over to the control panel by the door and turn on the water pump. So that's on this switch just here. You'll turn the water pump on and the water system will start filling. Once the water system is full, you'll have water running continuously out of every tap. I think the aqua roll may have run out of water. So what you normally do is you wait till that water is running out continuously with no air spitting and splattering, and then once the system's full you can shut each tap off and you'll be able to start warming the water on board the van. Up on the right hand side of the van, or as you come in the door on the opposite side of the van, you'll actually see there's a couple of different switches. The top one here is your water boiler on electric. So you've got the switch on the top side here will allow you to run the water temperature around 35 to 40 degrees. And on the bottom here, it'll allow you to run the water at about 50 to 55 degrees of water temperature. So as long as you get it to mains power, you can use the electric water heater switch at the top here. If you haven't got electric available, you can use gas. And what you'll simply do is make sure the gas is turned on. Go over to the hob first and make sure the gas is coming through on the hob. That's the last point on the gas system. Come over to your control panel here on the wall with the 50 and 70 on it. Flick the switch upwards for 50 degrees of water temperature. The system will self-ignite on gas. And when it ignites, you'll have a green light on this side to let you know it has lit and is working as it should. At the moment, there's no gas turned on. So as you can see at the moment, a red fail light has turned on, just to indicate that there's no gas supply going through. Again, you can do the same on 70 at the bottom, turn it on to 70 degrees of water temperature, and that will ignite up. Below that, you've got your dial for your heating on board the caravan. Now, depending on what site you're on, you'll have the option of 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power, potentially even 3000 on some sites. On this particular van, you have a black dial here on the outside of the heater switch, which you can select 500, 1000 or 2000 down the side. You would have to ask on the site you're on to what power source you can run what power you can run the heating at. But once you've got it turned on, you can control the temperature of the heater on the dial in the centre here. 9 being the highest, 1 being the lowest heat setting. To turn the heater off, you'll spin it back to the off position on the side here, and that will turn the electric heating back off. On the heater itself, you have got the option to run gas if you wish to. So on this side here, you can spin the dial round. It will self-ignite on gas, but to get it to ignite, you need to hold down the gas valve on the highest setting. And once it has ignited, you'll get your pilot light in this window down the front. So like I said, once it ignites, pilot light will be in that window. And once it has ignited, you'll hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve. Once it's ignited and it's running as it should, you can control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top. On this van also, you can run blown air heating. To operate the blown air heating, you've got a dial on this side, the top one being your fan speed with a little line on it, so you've got between 1 and 5 on the fan speed. And then on the bottom part of that switch, you have the option to run automatic blown air, so essentially it cuts in and out with the thermostat on board the caravan. So whether that be gas or mains. So that'll essentially cut your blown air in and out. The 0 in the centre here will allow the heat to come out the front of the heater. And if you want it on continuous blown air, you have the M symbol here. So at the moment now, as soon as I turn that on, the air will be coming out the vents around the caravan, as you can see. To turn off the blown air, you simply turn the dial back to the centre, to the 0 position, and that is the blown air turned off. The bed itself, as you can see, you've got very simple access to the storage underneath the bed, so you can flick the mattress over, and then you can lift up either side, as you can see, to access that storage area. Going to go to the fridge next. The fridge is very simple to use. You've got your power button on the left hand side, so as you can see, the fridge has now come on. At the moment, we're trying to run it on 12 volt from the car we're towing with. That is not the 12 volt supply coming from the caravan. It is the 12 volt supply from the car. So when you connect it to the car, you can come inside the van, turn the fridge on, and essentially as you're travelling down the road, the fridge will work as a cool box. So at that point, the temperature control is kind of irrelevant. It is just a cool box. It'll only just chill the fridge. Or you have gas, which will self-ignite on gas. Again, before you do this, I'd recommend you go to the hob and make sure the gas is through on the hob. It will self-ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite, it will flash a bit like it just did on the 12 volt mode. Next up, you've got automatic mains. So essentially, as soon as you connect to mains power, turn the fridge on, it will go straight to the mains option. Or you can have mains, so you can select mains as an individual power supply. Got the fridge temperature control on the button on the right hand side. The higher you go obviously with these blocks, the colder the fridge is. Cooker and hob all work very much the same as your household appliances, no difference at all there. Into the bathroom, and that is the last point on the caravan we're going to go through. On the side of the toilet you have an electric flush on the button just here. You have your toilet waste flap that allows the toilet waste flap inside of the toilet to open, so the waste goes into the cassette. And then you have a toilet full indicator light just here. This dot will essentially illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full on the caravan. So toilet flush, toilet full, toilet waste flap to allow the waste in the cassette under the van. The shower, if you're the sink, sorry, if you're wondering, does actually just tilt back up, as you can see, and hides away, so you've got a full-size mirror there. So that's the Adria Altea 552 up. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to call us here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site when you collect the caravan. Thank you for now. Bye-bye.